Hello class, my name is Demetrius Wilson and I'll be your instructor for Business Management, BA 115. I like to send out an initial video just to show you how to navigate through TalentNet and explain exactly how the course will flow, give you some instructions and some tips that'll be best practices that will definitely help you so you won't have to look here and look there. It's pretty straightforward. I've heard from a lot of students that it really helps them to look at the video, learn how to navigate through my particular course in TalentNet, and then proceed from there. If you've had my classes before, you probably won't need to watch the video, but you're always welcome to. So as you see, it just shows my screen in the background, but it doesn't show TalentNet. I have it saved in my favorites. I suggest that you do the same. If there's anything that you use all the time, you should have it in your favorites or some type of link that you can get directly to it. I was already logged in, but if I log out, you see that it already comes up with my user ID and password. If you don't have that autofill, then punch that in and go ahead and click log in, and then you look for your class. Well, I have a lot of classes, old classes, new classes, but this particular class is BA 115-23574, fall semester of 2016. So I just go ahead and click on that. If you look on the right side, you see these recent announcements, and you'll have the announcements for the first for the week, for each week. And each week we'll go over 2 chapters. So you see here it's the announcements for chapters 1 and chapter 2. And it simply tells you to read chapter 1, and I'll show you where to access the textbook. Watch the chapter 1 lecture. Pick one of the supplemental videos. Those are videos that I find that are very interesting. They're applicable to our topic. So I pull those. They're not actually me. They're not like the lecture. But they're really good. So it's good to hear someone else's voice on the topic outside of myself in the textbook. And then take the chapter 1 quiz, which is based on the textbook. So you read the chapter, you watch the lecture, which is me, you watch the supplemental videos, and then you pick which one that you like the most and write about it, and then you take your quiz. Because we're covering 2 chapters, you look at the chapter 2 instructions as well. So you also read the chapter, watch the chapter 2 lecture, write about the supplemental video, and it shows you how to upload something to your Dropbox. Take the chapter 2 quiz, and then have a good day and a great week. And that's how it will work. I think in this particular class, because it's a 9-week, how I have it structured, I think we'll have 2 big tests, and the first test will be after chapter 8. So up until then, you have week 1, chapter 1 and 2 quiz, week 2, chapter 3 and 4, week 3, chapters 5 and 6, right? Week 4, 7 and 8, and then a test, and it works like that. So on home, this video that I'm creating right now will actually be here in this home section, so you can click and access it. Announcements will always be on the right side, and I'm going to switch my view to go to student view so it looks exactly how it'll look for you. If you go to announcements, you'll only see the announcements that I've enabled. Now I have announcements all throughout the course, but I've only enabled chapter 1 and 2 so we can focus on those. I don't really use a schedule. Discussion and private messages, don't use that too much. If you want to get in contact with me, email is the best way to do so. I check the emails every day. Chat room, if you want to, you can use it, but like I said, email is the best way to get in contact with me. You'll get the quickest response. If you click here, the syllabus is right here. Nice electronic format right there. You see you can just go through the syllabus. Gives you everything, your student learning outcomes, gives you a class schedule breakdown. Like I said, we're going to have 2 tests instead of 4. So that's a little bit different, a variation that I made. I used to have in a prior class I had where they had an assignment applicable to the lecture. I took those out as well, so you just have an assignment applicable to the supplemental video for that. So make sure that you go through your syllabus. It'll always be there for you to access. Modules are very important. You click here. That's the videos and the lectures and everything that I post. They're going to be in there. So chapter 1 lecture, part 1 and part 2 are there. Then you have a video on planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, managerial roles, and the triple bottom line. So watch all of the videos, but I want you to do assignment and write about the one that you like the most, or the one that's most applicable to what you currently do. But the modules are very important. They are all open. As you can see, their modules are open all the way from chapter 1 all the way down to chapter 15, which is how many chapters we have in the actual text. If you go to resources, you see here, you can click on the PowerPoints, right? Every PowerPoint is there, right, for for all 15 chapters. So if you want to access the PowerPoint, that's what I'm going through in the lecture. But if you want to go back and access it, you can do so right there. The assignments, when I talked about writing about your supplemental video, that's right there. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, you just go ahead and click on that, and you can start your assignment. Tests and quizzes, what's already opened up is Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. You can click there and start on your quiz. Click there on Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 quiz as well. There's a time limit, and you can see it's a time limit, 20 minutes right here. So don't start it, come back 3 days later, and attempt to take it because you already be timed out. You see, if there is a time limit, it shows that there's a time limit right there. Now your Dropbox, that's important because that's where you're going to put your assignments, because it tells you in the announcements, hey, complete the assignment, save it as this, and then you want to put it in your Dropbox. Well, how do you use your Dropbox? Well, you see here it has your name, and here it has add, and here it has actions, right? So you're typically going to go to add, and then you want to upload a file, right? And it's typically just a drag and drop. See how it says drop files to upload. So if I were doing it, even though I don't need to put anything in Dropbox, I would just take this and drop it there, right? And then go down here and you go to continue. Bam, it's right there in the Dropbox. And I'll pull your assignment out of the Dropbox and remove it from the Dropbox and go from there. But I don't want that there because there's no reason for it to be there, so I'm just going to remove it from my Dropbox. But simple as that. It's just drag and drop. You got to love that type of technology. Your grade book is where you would go to see your grades. You just click there. As you see, because these are things that are open, there's no grade because I haven't completed those for the class, meaning this is me under a student view. Chapter 1 supplemental video assessment, Chapter 2 supplemental video assessment, and the Chapter 1 and 2 quiz. All your grades will be right there. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. The videos are already posted. They're pretty extensive in terms of detailing what's going on in the chapter. You have access to the textbook. You have access to the PowerPoint. It's no need to purchase any textbook. Everything is already there and available for you. So you should be good to go. And like I said, I will post this video right here in the home section. What I'll actually do as well is probably send out the link to the actual textbook in my email with this video, and then post it here where I keep it at the top of the announcement so everybody continue to have access, just in case you need to click there. What I suggest is that you click on the link, open up the PDF, save it to your desktop. But I'll put an announcement up here that just says textbook, and that'll be the link for that. So you'll have it there, and then you also have it in the email. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just feel free to email me. Make sure that you take your Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 quiz by the end of week 1. So if I'm looking at my calendar, which keeps disappearing, the end of week 1 would be 11:55 of October 23rd at 11:55. You need to have both the Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 quiz completed by that time. If not, you'll be dropped from the class. That's the way that I handle the check-in. So if you haven't completed the Chapter 1, Chapter 2 quiz, you'll be dropped from the class by that time. If you have any technical difficulties, let me know. But more than likely, the people who aren't going to continue in the class, they don't do it, they fall behind. It's only a 9-week course, so it's very easy to fall behind. So if you don't take those 2 quizzes by that time, you shouldn't be surprised when that occurs. But typically in my classes don't have a lot of drops. So the people, it's really straightforward. You just have to make sure that you take the quizzes and read your assignments and do well, and you'll be good to go. So as always, if you have any questions, just be sure to reach out. I want you guys to have a good day and a great week.